into that next season that you're going to be able to get any DPC points at all. So Tundra, in order to secure their spot at TI as one of the best teams in the world, need to be able to take on their #1 nemesis, the team that has always stood in their way, the one team that they have struggled so much to be able to take down. They have to do it here, some of the highest stakes there is.
In some ways, there are things more difficult than winning a TI. It would appear we are about to witness one. Can you get the monkey off your back?
I mean, how many times have you experienced that sort of matchup in your time as a player? Like, there had to have been teams that you just struggled to be able to match up. I mean,
oh, you get a brick wall for sure. I mean, I know what you're alluding to here. You know, yeah, maybe I got eliminated from 3 TIs by OG, but I wouldn't consider that a brick wall. I think a lot of people ran into that one. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Nonetheless, when you start losing versus a team so much, you feel like there's just nothing you can do to beat them. So this is a big match. It's a big match for the points to get out of that European DPC, like we were talking about. It's a big match for Tundra's morale. I think Liquid are feeling good about this tournament and where they've come from, at least at the start, that was really rough for them, right? So they have a decent amount of momentum, but you have to play twice today. There's a fatigue factor here as well, where Tundra, they had the ability to study you. This should be a very close series.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting, especially with Tundra having perhaps more on the line than Liquid does. Liquid having to play their second series of the day. And one big thing that has happened a lot with these Western European teams, and I think Gaming Gladiators did a great example of that, and Avery, maybe you could attest to Tundra or not, but feels like they have been getting a lot of these early pre-Bell First Bloods. And right now, it's looking like we're not actually going to be giving that up one way or the other.
If I can give one piece of advice to any team playing up against Tundra right now, it's don't give Socks at kills before the runes. Don't give it to them. You're going to be playing a very different game. And in general, some of these teams have really struggled with the early blood grenade aggressiveness before the lanes, even on the lanes. It enables a lot of these weird dual roam support duos. Tundra has thrived off that, but Coddle is not one of those Bat Riders. He's not one of those Slarks where you're afraid of the pre-run fight necessarily. So I think Liquid are happy to go to lanes here with 0-0, no damage done. Somewhere wiping some sweat off of a brow is Blitz, as the game is dead even for once. Nobody has died before the lane started.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very rare occurrence for this tournament so far, and the chaos that has been a new patch with new, as you said, like the blood grenade adds so much like potential kills when it comes to this early matchup. So we got the Coddle Brewmaster matched up against the Lich Ursa, which looks to me like a pretty potent lane. We saw the Lich early picked up once again by Liquid, and I'm not sure if that's really a hero that's going to win you this lane matchup.
I mean, the Lich is in that draft as a deterrent, right? They're trying to give this Frost Armor a huge threat versus a lot of the carries Tundra wanted to play. But Insania is going to have a rough one in this game because this Brewmaster, we saw Faith Beyond talking about it earlier. This is one of his favorite answers to Lich. You get the Dispel, your Pandas just soak up the ult in the fight. It's a very obnoxious hero to teamfight into. If I'm looking for one hero on Tundra's side to set the tempo for the game, it's going to be 9 on Void Spirit. But if I'm looking for one hero that's going to win those team fights, it's got to be 33 on this Brew. And I am very interested to see what he builds on this hero because he has been a notorious aura buyer. This is a hero you can buy a lot of auras on. You can also go that Lady or Radiance just to add some threat. And at the same time, you're playing with a Naga who's going to be poking. We've seen Tundra Naga destroy teams in every essence of the word. So there's a lot of gunk to deal with in this Tundra lineup. And at some point, I do worry a little bit for Liquid just going into those 5v5s if they don't have some momentum off the Ursa or the Ember. That said, you can gain a lot of momentum off Ember. This is a decent lane for him. It's a pretty decent matchup with early chains points. You can get the earlier disable out on the field, especially with a lot of these Void Spirits building offensively rather than defensively, right? Echo Saber, Deso.
Oh, Insania is going to be caught off, and that's going to be your first blood going over to Socks. So it may not have happened before the Bounty Rune spawned, but it does happen nonetheless.
It's a good kill. This is a nice hero to accelerate for Tundra if you can get this Brew going. And shutting down that Lich, it's going to make his teamfight impact that much harder.
Nice hit there from 9. Being able to get the Remnant pull back on Nisha, just barely into the tower range, but it was enough for a single shot.
I mean, these guys are dead even mid.
Yeah, a single shot can offset the balance of what is an even matchup so far.
Brothers in spirits, brothers in CS.
Yep.
Brothers in life.
And now another Remnant coming out, 9, bringing Nisha very, very low. Of course, Nisha still had some regen to work off of here, but it will be 9 controlling this early bit now. Battling it out with the Flame Guard.
It does feel like someone's going to die here.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing it so close.
These 4-minute runes also really important.
Yeah, we'll see whether or not we're going to get any early rotations from these supports to try and secure the water runes in a matchup with, that fill up of the bottle could definitely make the difference. And then our last matchup, I mean, you were kind of talking about it. We've got the Naga Siren plus the Crystal Maiden up against Doom Mirana, which is not like the normal setup for sure. You're not going to have some easy arrows, that's for sure.
It does give Boxy some freedom.
Yeah.
Doom is one of the fastest Vanguard heroes of the patch. You're not going to really threaten this hero once he gets there with that Naga Siren lane unless you're willing to rotate the Coddle top, which I don't think Tundra really want to do. They kind of want the static 2-on-2 setup to prolong the XP for their cores. That just means Boxy has some roam potential, and he's already looking towards mid. Really important that you keep this Coddle bottom so you get the advantage on the runes here. Try and deny 9 some regen, accelerate the Ember as much as you can. You have to play through Ember this game.
I like this, though.
This is the chance
immediately getting aggressive, knowing that the Mirana is going to be out of town. They try and punish Zai as much as they can.
That's a good TP to get back.
Yeah.
Like, really valuable here.
And it means that Nisha, he actually left the second water rune, didn't scramble to pick it up. So Nisha actually got double water rune. So he's not only full HP mana, but he's even got some extra in the tank now. So that's actually going to behoove 9 to go all the way back to base. A kind of rare move, but I guess situationally could work out. Mickey.
Grenade on
Blood
grenade.
Grenade on 33. The damage is going to begin to stack up, but it's also stacking up on Mickey as well. Got to be careful of that damage over time.
Early boots paying off on this lane. Just rushing arcane boots by the looks of it. So no early Vanguard for the Brew. Ursa is one of the heroes that can deal with this. That's kind of been a huge meta decider as well, right? Can you get these carries to punch through the early Vanguard into these rush Octarine builds that have been a nuisance in terms of kicking carries out of lane? There's a reason this last pick Ursa's in this game. It's designed to accelerate. So if he has a good laning phase, which he's having, then it's all about how early can you get these Roshans and how early can you disrupt the Naga tempo.
Look at the massive difference between consumable gold spent, not only Snake King and the opposing 5 Insania, but also the carries. Skeeter pretty much buying absolutely nothing and just going full stats and relying on the Crystal Maiden to give him what he needs.
What a nice little wolf, you know?
Yeah.
Every Crystal Maiden player out there rejoicing. They've been in this position. Negative GPM.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what every 5 position in Dota wants, right? Is giving up more of their net worth to the cores. Oh, that grab. Sneaking past the range creep.
He'll hit 6 first.
Yeah, because 9 did have to go back to base.
And this is 6-minute rune contest, so you have a big window to try and get this power rune for Nisha because 9 is very far away from his dash.
Oh, we're getting into a brawl here. Throws out the remnant, tries to go for it. Oh, as he goes through the remnant,
they set up on the other side.
In order to get the kill, he grabs the rune and gets the pick off onto Snake King. Boxy will be the one to take the last hit, but still, smooth moves by Nisha.
That's one of the smoothest moves I've seen in a long time. God damn.
When he overshot it past the rune, his remnant, I was like, oh, that's curious. And then he just picks it up on his way in. Nice stuff.
Get the shield rune, dodge the remnant, get the chains on the other end where the gank's waiting for you.
Is the best mid in the world back? Is it too early to say?
And let's see if he can prove it here at this major anyway.
It's a big rune to get, especially when Ember's snowballing mid with the advantage. Like, now we're seeing the net worst pop up for Liquid. They're winning these long lane battles. And they're happy to continue playing these dual lanes, at least with the Mirana roaming. Lich is not a hero that necessarily wants to get sucked into some of these early random fights if he can pressure the core on lane. So the more XP Insania can get, if any of these kills line up for Mirana, then Liquid are going to be very happy with this laning phase. Zai with the Vanguard standing tall top. Now it's a question of how much can Nisha accelerate the map in terms of kicking Naga out, invading these enemy jungle areas, which I think is what their lineup wants to do.
Yeah.
Do not want to let Skeeter just play Naga Dota here and farm in the 4, 5, 6 slots. I've seen that before. It is not fun.
Watch that move again. Goes up to top lane to play for that rune if it did spawn there. Timed it really nicely to get the bottom rune if it spawned. Of course it did. Then he gets the kill. Good stuff all around. I like the fact that you pointed out the difference between the offlaners and their builds because, you talked about how the Vanguard, how Ursa is able to fight through that for a lot of these offlaners where you have that threat. And there is obviously not that threat coming from a Naga Siren, right? Like, this Doom is going to be pretty free in this top lane, I imagine now.
He's absolutely chilling. Just going to go second-hand Midas here. Liquid do not want to fall behind in scale either in this game, even though you have a little lead. Like, you have to realize the split push threat is going to be there.
Oh, the arrow from behind.
He did not dodge it at all.
9 didn't see that one coming, and they'll get the kill before he can step away.
The 3-man roam to mid, paying dividends here on 6 and 8-minute runes. Man, this mid lane has just been destruction.
Now, they are fighting Mickey again. They're trying to go for the punish in these side lanes whenever a support leaves, and they're going to pop the Brewmaster ultimate now. A very important kill to get if they can. The Enrage, they're going to wait it out with the Tornado, drop him back down as the Enrage fades away, and it looks like Mickey, hopping to the other side, trying to go for the neutral tonight, he gets it! Oh, a big clap from Mickey, as yes, he dies, but he managed to limit the effect, the positive effect for Tundra.
The morale loss. Scatters, the Mind Stealer, stealing everything.
And meanwhile, they're going to lose mid-tower during that, but they can get a kill somewhere else. It would help a lot. Arrow behind him, Boxy trying to create that gap, but 33, he's going to hunt him down. The Thunderclap plus a few swipes of that totem, more than enough. So 9 minutes in, 2-2.
But it's kind of a scary lane to come back into when you don't have ult.
Yeah,
well, you just get run off here.
Is he assuming that the Ember Spirit's going to bail him out if there's trouble?
I mean, you have to help Ursa here.
He cannot die another time here. The Ember is indeed going to rotate. Going to chase after Saksa, who Mickey actually had his own blood grenade. Throws it at the support. Trying to get the kill from a distance here with the slide. Should be able to get it no problem, and he quickly jumps back. But that means he can't TP back to bottom lane here. So this bottom lane is exposed, and they're just going to have to maybe retreat.
Yeah, you got to vacate the area. At least for a little bit here, till that Ursa ult comes. Oh, it is back up, actually. Very low cooldown. Nonetheless, this is a scary lane to stay into when Nisha cannot bail out those rotations, because Tundra want to push in this lane. They want to take the early tower, try and abuse the Panda team fight as much as possible.
Mickey just praying that the creeps would be able to kill him.
Thank you, Satters, my old friend.
His longtime lane partner, going all the way back to Heroes of New Earth and Sania. Enjoying that outplay by Mickey, quite nice for them. But
big question, Cap, where is Dire mid-tower?
Where's Dire what?
Mid-tower. It's gone.
Just got chopped down. I mean, big bonus of being able to win your lane, win your lane because of support rotations. But then you get that Orb of Corrosion, you chase him off, and
I mean, that's a lot of building damage for a mid-Ember.
Yeah,
he seriously walked up and smacked this thing with Orb of Corrosion and eventually kills it here. That's a big gap for Tundra's map right now, especially when you play these Naga Kata lineups that want to push out the waves, be able to play a lot more space than you have. You start taking that away, it pays off very fast, and the runes have also just completely gone Nisha's way. I mean, Liquid have to be happy about what happened mid and top here. Bottom, that's a rough lane. I mean, the Panda got the better of you, but overall, an early lane win, and now you have Midas Doom going to work. You have Ember Spirit, who's going to scale decently versus Naga for foreseeable future.
Sure.
A little bit to catch up here for Tundra. That said, if they get the 5v5s going, and it's still Coddle Void Spirit, it's a lot of early damage.
This is very concerning. The way you're talking about not just the building damage, but seeing Zai, he has a hand of Midas at pretty decent timing after a Vanguard. They're about to take another tower.
I mean, he is mega farm.
Yeah.
Tundra might be happy trading Naga farm for Doom, but I don't know about this much Doom.
Do you feel like, in your opinion, how do you stop this if you're Tundra? Like, are you looking for a big team fight at this point? Trying to use that next Brewmaster ultimate, or what's the deal?
It's hard to bring the Brew ult to the Doom. I'm not even sure you kill him through Vanguard. Brew ult is pretty low damage level 1. I think that's one of the issues 33 faces, is do you want to try and force the fights with this level 1 ult Vanguard Brewmaster, or are you just content farming, happy making space for Naga, especially with 9's position? This is the guy Tundra want to come back in the fight. I feel like if 33 could give some XP to his mid, he probably would here. There's only so much you can share.
Look at him trying to run the illusions down lane to create some space, but immediately the blast comes out from the Lich. They pop the Scorched Earth and run down the illusions, making sure that there is no space. They keep on trying to suffocate Tundra as much as possible. Next step, of course, is getting that next round of items and seeing if they can actually start taking some tier 2s, but it's going to be a while until we get that far.
I feel like you want to use a Brew ult before then. At some point for this mid tower, if you can force that, it's a hard team fight. But if you bring everybody, you lift Nisha into dropping him into a Void Spirit Remnant, into a Max Frostbite, into 6 other spells.
That's a lot of.
That's the type of execution we need in this game, right? They don't have really good Brewmaster Tornado combos. You don't have that Marana arrow. You don't have some easy stun setup. You just got to drop them into the Remnant and then play off that. These little things matter a lot for this hero.
Could be a really nice play.
They
actually have the ward on it. So Zai,
really
he's paying attention. He's going to be able to skirt on through, breaks the smoke, and gets away. And they can Moonlight Shadow. I don't know if they can set up for anything off of that. Looks like they just wanted to make sure Zai would stay alive.
Just wanted to gank some wolves through the gate. Nothing to see here. This is going to clump a lot of their cores up here. Moonlight Shadow, it's going to be another problem. This spell is very good versus Panda in a lot of engagements. You don't necessarily always have dust to land on these supports you're trying to focus. Sometimes people just run out of range. It allows you to start the fight on the Panda a lot of times. Like if you Doom 33, those team fights look a lot easier for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is another spell Tundra have to play around. And it's just making their map awkward with that early mid tower going down.
So they do get the read that there was a ward up there on the portals. They deward that, but in some ways the damage is kind of already done.
And Battle Fury done for Mika. He just rushed that off the brown boot straight into stack. So now he's going to start to catch up here. He's going to catch up faster than this Void Spirit, who's very far behind. You need to get a fight going soon for this Void Spirit to catch his XP. Unless you're just super confident Skeeter can Naga versus 9 this game, which is always possible.
Are you confident that he can do that? What's your read on that?
I mean, AUI knows my PayPal. It depends what he wants me to say here.
I mean, Skeeter has got to be one of the best Naga Sirens in the world, right? So if anybody's going to be able to pull this off, surely it's him.
That's because he was trained by one of the best Naga Sirens.
That is also true, yeah.
Sensei AUI.
That is
Gave him
legitimately
the
no
tutorial.
joke. He definitely helped him. Oh, look at him. He dug up a kobold and he threw it on Mickey. Anything to help him out. Of course, he let the kobold die. Come on,
Yo, Mickey, come on, man. After what those satyrs did for you earlier? Just going to betray the neutrals now?
All right.
Two-man smoke from Liquid. This is the type of smoke I feel like Tundra wish they could make, but of course, chains into arrow. Pretty easy kill with Arcane Rune and Maelstrom finished for Nisha.
Yeah, you don't really have that same kind of kill power, I would say, on the Tundra side.
Nope,
right?
it's a slower lineup. You're just trying to build up these auras and go into that later Naga timing. I mean, you can smoke the Void Spirit CM, which is what's going to happen here, so
Oh,
symmetry.
they throw out the arrow, but wrong direction. Soxa has actually moved deeper onto the Tundra side of the map, and they're going to completely whiff on this smoke. I mean, the bigger map just makes it so these smokes are so hard to actually connect.
They are very costly when you miss them, depending on how many people you commit. I think that's the reason we're seeing a lot of these smokes just be 2 or 3 man.
Yeah.
Don't want to get punished if he misses.
Well, finally, a hero is going to see another hero, and we're going to get a kill on Snake King for Nisha. But meanwhile, I mean, look at that net worth. Remember, it was 2,000, 5 minutes ago, and now it's kind of
That's the Naga.
stagnant.
The Naga will out-farm it. I guess the Brewmaster will too somehow. I don't really know how Brewmaster is out-farming Ember and Ursa Battle Fury in this game, but 33 has done a damn good job finding the CS.
Yeah, particularly since Liquid had outstacked for the Ursa over Tundra, but even without a hand of Midas. I do kind of wonder if this game is going to be like that, if 33 maybe regrets not going for a Midas on that hero. Because it's a hero that really values the experience for sure, right?
33 always regrets not going Midas. I think that's what's in his papers every game. He
Yeah.
poses the
Buy
question
Midas,
to
buy
his team.
Midas.
It's like, can I go Midas this game, guys? They always tell him no. Half the games he just buys it anyway. Why not? Everybody likes Midas, you know.
And he's getting some of the aura items. I mean, at this point in time, you got to be feeling a little bit more anxious to take a fight, right? If you're Tundra, if you're investing into those auras, you want to get a good engagement out of it. He's got the pipe, he's got Vanguard, he's feeling strong. They go for the kill on Zai, but doesn't connect with the Remnant.
Were they going for that kill?
Yeah, was that just a poke?
They're going for the, yo, what's up? I'm out. Insta dip. This is I mean, I do feel like Tundra want to fight, but how do you get that fight? That's sometimes the bigger question in Dota. The easiest way is you force objectives, which forces the enemy into you. I think that's Tundra's game plan, probably in the next 5 minutes here. Either force the Roshan, or just like start invading enemy triangle, a position where Liquid feel like they have to contest.
Yeah, because pushing straight up, just pushing a tower doesn't sound super fun against an Ember Spirit who is so far.
And you're not going to catch Liquid. You just don't really have the small amount of heroes to commit to a smoke to find that burst. And we saw earlier, that play where Snake King died to Nisha on the rune, that was a Snake King smoke. That he smoked 9, and 9 said, no, I'm going to go hit creeps, and bailed. So like,
is that really what happened?
Yeah, so even Tundra don't really know how to find the gank right now, which again is not necessarily bad if you're content going late game. It's just how much do you believe in these matchups?
The Flame Guard is hitting Snake King. He knows that Nisha's around here somewhere, and now tries to open up on him, but Nisha already had the Remnant pre-laid out, knows the danger of the Frostbite into maybe an ensnare from the Naga Siren. That's going to be killed straight up. Soxa is trying to push the other side, and again, these heroes just slipping past each other.
Morano
A bigger map. and harder to determine, especially with wards not being able to see a lot of these heroes that are on the map. Harder process of elimination. This is all just resulting in, you know, just not being able to lock down exactly where people are farming and pushing out.
I feel like Liquid are itemizing just to play the map, continue to farm. They have the Midas Doom. They went early bots on Nisha Ember. And so they're playing the map a lot better. Battlefield Ursa is going to continue to scale, whereas Soxa went this Vessel. He's not liking what he found on this camp for sure.
No, certainly not. Meanwhile, Snake King runs into the big bad bear in the Radiant jungle. So 2 supports down, and an arrow that's going to be a bit off the mark as 33 heads down the river. But of course, Liquid, 3 versus 5. They want to be able to take any kind of fight they can find. Tundra pretty quick to keep their distance. Spots him for a second. Ashel step. Needs a little bit more help, though, to simulate down to low ground. Doesn't have another step, though. Zai, he just needs to be able to keep sight of 9. He does manage to close that distance. Gets the Doom on him. 33 is on his way as the Brewmaster. Let's see if he can help out in time. The arrow. Oh, he dances back, trying to get away from that arrow. Smart play, but at the same time, Hurricane back in. The pipe helping him out. He's going to be able to live through this ever so barely, given a Lotus Blossom to heal up. And now they can actually think about returning.
Oh, he's 1 XP off level 2 Brew ult here. Does not want to pop it, missing 20 XP for it. You'll kill a Golem.
Especially for a hero that's so tanky.
Kill the Golem.
Yeah, might be able to get it off with some of the neutrals dying. Does get it now, but still not feeling good about chasing after a Doom with this many levels, with the Vanguard, with the BKB, with even the Pavis going through.
I mean, you can purge it all.
That's true.
These fights eluding Tundra on the map. You even have Orchid for Skeeter. A lot of early skirmish itemization here. That's the reason I think they want to find it, right? When you go Vessel, when you go Orchid, early pipe, it's telling me Tundra want to fight.
Sure.
And Liquid just splitting the map too well.
It's funny because I feel like if I was just to look at the heroes, I would think Liquid would be the ones searching for fights, wanting to play off of momentum, but itemization is a huge part of the game, especially right now, right? And that'll kind of tell you the story of what teams want to do. Do you feel like this is Liquid and Tundra like shoring up their weaknesses of their lineup, or just understanding they have different strengths?
I genuinely believe both these teams feel like they're just going to win late game.
Okay.
Somebody's wrong here.
Yeah.
We'll find out who, but...
So Tundra are kind of preparing for early fights and Liquid's not giving it to them because Liquid's like, well, we've kind of itemized to play for longer games, so we're fine with chilling.
I mean, Liquid are definitely playing for the later timings here. It's just, I think Tundra always think they can win late game with Naga because of how they take the fights. Boxy, my man.
Give me a heart attack. Boxy, almost the second hero to die in this tournament to the Tormentor. Sania is definitely dead.
There's some of that Naga pickoff starting to go work.
Yeah.
The other thing you can do is you can just song this Ember. Just net him out of song.
Yeah, absolutely.
No counterplay here.
Yo, close call, Boxy. Close call.
There's no BKB on Nisha yet. There's no Dispels from Liquid. There's a Pavis, but there's no Lotus Orbs or anything like that.
Yeah.
So probably the big items they're looking to later to dispel a lot of what Tundra have. This is a very good lineup to dispel. You have main spells, you have Brewmaster Haze, Orchid net from the Naga, plus that Solar Bind from the Coddle ult, plus Vessel. Oh my god, what a value dispel you
Yeah,
you
really
get
is.
there. But
If
for now,
they could just get the right heroes.
continue.
Catch them somewhere on the map. Nullifier, man. That's a build-up.
That is a build-up.
I mean, that's certainly, like, we've seen a lot of these Void Spirits think about these physical damage builds. We've seen a lot of, like, Echo Saber, Deso sort of thing. I'm not sure if I've seen this one, but as you said, this spell is being so value in this game. Still fits into the physical damage montage of Void Spirit right now.
It's going to help his other cores in the fight. It's going to help Naga stick on people.
Yep.
Still, like, you picked this Brew for a reason, right? You picked this Brew to be the Dispeller, to have multiple of those AoEs in the fight. Do you need a Nullifier this early here? Especially when you're not finding the fights. There's no guarantee you're going to be able to put this item to use.
Yeah.
Let's see if it pays off in the long run. I'm not necessarily convinced. Make it almost a blink.
I feel like with the Blink Dagger on those two, because we also got Zai picking up his Blink Dagger, it's got to be a little bit more go time for them.
Yes.
Octarine, never mind.
I still think there's a
Octarine
threat
and
that,
Blink Dagger, never mind.
like, Tundra could still walk in the Roche Pit at any time and force that fight if they feel confident about doing it.
Yeah.
So if you keep getting these pickoffs, you're going to feel better about delaying that. Maybe get it for your Ursa, who Remember, I mean, Mickey has not shown any.
They know he's somewhere over here. They're going to be able to find. Oh, Mickey, just a beautiful blink. Sniffs out 9 in just the very bottom part of the map. And this might just be enough for Liquid to go straight up into Roshan.
I think it is. 30 seconds more than enough time. I mean, what a beautiful call. An angle. Doesn't seem like Liquid have trouble finding the heroes they want when they want to find them.
So, Tundra, not going to be able to take this fight. They will at least be able to take a tower on the opposite side of the map. You could already see Nisha setting up for that fight and stalling out that push. You can believe Roshan to Mickey here. They're actually going to give him, like, solo experience on it. So, first big objective of the game. I appreciate all you guys out there. I heard that the weak clap. There we go. It's a 10-kill game in 24 minutes, Avery. This has got to be one of the slowest games of the tournament.
I mean, definitely ain't the fastest. I'll tell you that much. I don't know the hard stats on it, but
it's a classic European showdown.
Yeah, Western Europe versus Western Europe. I mean, in part, they just know each other so well, right?
Is that it? Maybe they don't know each other at all.
Yeah, maybe. Don't know where the hiding spots are. All right. Well, 9 has changed up his build again. Now he's thinking about Vanta.
can't decide what he wants in this game. I don't blame
Part done for Naga. That is one of the biggest power spikes in the game, right?
Surely.
Saksa
That means
needs
no
some
time.
help here. They're actually going to straight up throw the Doom onto him. They want this kill. The rotation is coming in from some of these Tundra heroes, but Mickey's here as well. Skeeter walking right into this one, already at half health. This is dangerous. The song, he needs to be able to get it off now, but he still has the BKB up on Mickey, and they finish him off. The carry of Tundra falls. Now the Primal Split in danger as well. 33 does manage to sneak away with this Storm Panda, but a huge loss for Tundra, and now the momentum is really building up for Liquid.
Just can't find anything in this game, and every Liquid move that they've made, which, I mean, it hasn't been many this game, but every single one feels like it's hit. And they're just not afraid to kill one support. They can take that numbers fight with the Aegis. And look what's still up. It's Dire Tormentor.
Oh, wow.
The old 2-for-1.
So get a second one for the team. So an Ember Spirit
That's
shard.
a value shard right there.
That is very nice.
I don't think it's often we see Nisha in that third net worth slot. May not be too happy about it, but
You know, it's funny. I was just talking to, we wrote in with the Insania, and he was talking about how, you know, the 50-50
don't tell him that.
of these tormentors. We can't help it. He's on our shuttle.
All right, you wrote in with Insania. I wrote in with the entire Tundra team and staff in a limo just to balance it out.
That's right. Okay. Well, I was talking to Insania. He was complaining about the 50-50. Well, he just lost 2 of those for the shards, because the first one went to Boxy, and the second one ends up going to Nisha. We'll see if there's a third one in this game, or if Liquid going to be able to use their strength to shut this game out a little bit. No bash, or not enough to be able to get the kill onto 9. But it feels like the map's getting darker and darker for Tundra.
I guess Insania is not the only one complaining about RNG right now.
Mickey continues to search for that pickoff. There's a Lotus finish for Boxy, though. I feel like this item is huge in this game. How do you take these team fights? It removes so much damage and disable from the Tundra lineup.
Yeah.
And you're never going to be able to start on this model. Impossible. A little missleap happens to the best
I
of us.
wonder if that is in part the shard. You know?
Messed him up.
Yeah, the different leap messed up where he wanted to go. Couldn't get the courier that he was hoping to get. Tundra, I mean, they're not feeling like they're necessarily out of this, as Saksa will be able to get some distance.
Nice jukes, and Tundra are all up here.
He's going to come back in. They're going to go for this one, but so is Mickey. Closing in, will be able to finish off the Coddle, and they already got the Doom out onto the Brewmaster. That's big. The double BKB duo is going to be able to push through this song. Skeeter
arrow dodge.
trying to keep his distance from that bear, wait out these BKBs. They still have this
get
Doom. It's only for a few more seconds. They need to be able to finish off now. It's a close call, but it looks like with the clear. 33 gets it off. The Primal Split goes off. And now Liquid are going to have to fight through that one, or are they going to get punished? That's going to be the Aegis down first. And now flipped on by. Not quite enough. 9 hit by the stomp. 9 trying to get away from Zai, but he doesn't have any more steps. And Dissimulate in 1 second time. He's got to be able to juke this one out. Nisha went inside the pit. They don't know. They're going to stop chasing because they need to help out. Mickey's been kited around. Mickey's dead.
Double buyback paying off for Tundra here as they get back to the fight. That Aegis times out at the wrong instance.
He's got the Lotus, But he's still going to die here without using it. Insania trying to go for the TP out. He barely makes it out in time. Tundra striking back. It was a heavy cost, though. They did have to use those buybacks.
That is a must-win. Like, you are not getting any better fight in this game if you lose that one. You're getting Brewmaster ult off after a Doom expires on less than 100 HP.
Yeah.
I mean, count your lucky stars to a degree, but they played it damn well with that song. I'd like to even see the Naga shard this game. Just boost up the heal through the BKB duration of Liquid and wear them out, right? This is a nice way to take the fight.
Idea.
If your Panda lives, you're going to be very happy. I think 33 thought he was dead here.
Oh, yeah, seriously. With the fear going down, the Doom stops ticking.
Oh, wait, I'm alive. Cool.
Chain Frost almost going out in time. Close call. Back inside the game, though. Zai in trouble. BKB trying to get away. They have the Frost Armor on him. Trying to stop it any way they can. The Frostbite latches after the BKB expires. So they do manage to get another pick off Tundra.
These kills, they're worth a lot of gold.
Yeah.
A damn lot of gold.
Ooh, that was
like
1,300.
Yeah, that Ursa one, not going to like the numbers. You're looking at the nat screen if you're Liquid's camp right now, as some of the comeback is real. And I mean, the real wild card for me in this game is, can 9 get to that late game on Void Spirit? He's been behind the whole game, but this hero's weird now, right? Universal hero. He can build this Manta, he can build some of these random stat items, and suddenly he's hitting for a lot. He could be the wild card factor going into this late game for Tundra. Something to keep an eye on is he will commit for that Nullifier third. Another big Dispel. Just trying to lock down anything for this Naga Butterfly timing, which is up. You're behind in levels on the Naga, 16 to the Ursa's 19. But the power spike right now in terms of gold for Skeeter is definitely the best in the game. So now you got to use it. This is not a timing you would just want to sit on your laurels if you're Tundra. Smoke definitely called for here. You have Brewmaster ult, you have everything. You have that Butterfly. You just need the man fight.
Tundra hit him with a solid 1-2 punch with the buybacks. He had Liquid on the back foot a little bit. They want to keep that going, but are they going to run into the same problem they had in the first 20 minutes of the game, Avery, where, you know, whenever they tried to make this move, they could not actually find the heroes. And
they're going to miss them all again.
Kill.
Liquid very disciplined in this match.
Yeah. Not
making too many mistakes Tundra have been able to pick up on. It's getting them to some big items. You got to think about next Roshan here, what that fight looks like. I mean, there's a Radiance on Nisha.
Yeah, seriously. He's
that
building
is a big
for
item in this game.
Slight chains into Arrow. Now he does get off all his auras, so he's not going to take any damage, especially with the heal behind him. Continues to go to work on that tier 2.
He has Titan Sliver Range now, so he has extra status resistance on Brewmaster.
Oh, yeah. You add in the status resistance he gets from the Void as well.
Actually, that is true. He can go up a lot, especially if you get this Cinder Brew off before you go on him. You really have to doom this Panda. But it's a question of, if you doom the Panda and the song comes out, are you happy with that engagement? I don't think you are anymore.
Yeah, if he was
with Shard on the Naga, Skeeter does go back for it here. It's a significant amount of heal that's going to come through when you only have like a short BKB duration because you used a lot of it earlier. Huge smoke to try and latch for Liquid here. They want to see Void Spirit.
They got ready. Heroes, the smoke goes off. They almost got their Doom off. Oh, such a huge Doom if they could have gotten it. But 9, quick fingers, managed to jump away. Goes back into the river once again. One step ahead of Zai.
Ronald's going to rekite it. Yeah, do you want to doom him now? That's a big question mark here. Zai chooses wisely not to. I do not think that's the type of fight you want to play, especially with 4 staffs and glimmers. Waiting in the wings. Soxa with the massive cast range on this Coddle can always just 4 staff a core, and suddenly that fight looks very different. Oh, the fight for the rune.
He's going to try and go through it once again, but this time 9 gets ahead of Nisha. A haste rune for the next fight that could be massive. Zai will be able to TP out. Closing in on Shivas, which is just more AoE damage to be throwing around against carry Naga Siren.
They're going to be really tanky. They're going to have the ores. They're going to have the AoE magic damage. Might have some random Chain Frost bouncing through. Skeeter can get bursted. I think he's fine dealing with the Ursa, but all this AoE magic damage might just outpace the Naga's EHP.
Yeah.
This is all about next Roshan. You have to take it away from the Ursa here, and you really need this Aegis probably on whoever's going to frontline for Tundra, which could be Skeeter, could also be 9, so it helps you play into those Dooms. Gate on gate action, trying to defend the corners of the map. Liquid with a pretty fast smoke, and they're going to find a damn good target.
33, and they get the Doom on him with the arrow. Song comes in, though.
There were no BKBs. Can he create enough distance, though?
He's going to get some, certainly. The Remnant's going to chase after him. The Doom, it expires. He's good. He's going to turn back around. He's ready to fight. He's ready to brawl. He's going after him. Not even popping the ultimate just yet. Oh, what a hit there from 9. Gets a really big hit with the Void Spirit. A lot of damage on the back line. Hit by the stun, though. In a bit of trouble. BKB going out. Can they get the bash? They got the Abyssal, and that's going to be enough for the kill.
That chain stun, just too damn good.
33 has his split out. And Liquid still respecting that, even 4 versus 5.
Spirit
Now a 5 versus 5 with the buyback. BKB immediately activated by Zai. And looks like the call from Liquid is to get out.
Yeah, he has to TP to the top gate and come through the gate. This is a very slow getting back to the fight for 9. But Liquid are going to respect it, and Roche has spawned. Big question here if you're Tundra. I mean, you brought back your Void Spirit, the lowest farm core in the game. You need this Roshan. I think you have to man up for it while Doom is on cooldown. That is not a large window, 45 seconds. In theory, Liquid could contest this. I mean, they don't have BKBs.
I feel like they absolutely should, just purely off of Ember sliding into the pit, right?
It's so hard, though. Like, they're sustained for Tundra with the Coddle blind. With the Coddle nukes, this Panda has a lot of ores now. You don't have BKBs, you don't have Doom. This is a really risky team fight.
Yeah, look at them just falling in. They're trying to finish off this Roshan right now. Using the freezing field, using every bit of magic damage they have. All of their heroes, Liquid, are not going to get pulled into the pit just yet. They start going for it now, but it's a bit too late. Aegis and G is already picked up, and now they've got to get out. They're going to play around their ward, though. Maybe they're still going to, they're willing to fight.
BKBs are back up. Doom up in 2.
Spot 33 doesn't have the split. With a Doom back up, they get that right target.
How tanky are you, 33?
He's putting it to the test right now. He is really trying to see if Liquid will go on him and maybe pull them away from their high ground ward that they have right now. Illusions getting some good information.
This is Tundra Naga. You have to remember that. You have to respect it. They're not going to take a fair fight.
Nope, they are so good at being able to control the area first. The Illusions push the heroes back. They kill the ward, but still Mickey finds his initiation.
Zai on the
quite
back.
enough to be able to get the kill on Asaxa. Meanwhile, Zai hitting the back line, managed to get the Doom out on the Naga Siren. She's away. And Tundra, without a Naga Siren, can't really fight. He's trying to get off the split. The status resistance is enough, and he's going to be able to get it off. Once again, Liquid get that poke.
Doom
they
wearing
activate
out.
their abilities. They get 1 kill or 2, but now they have to reset and retreat once again.
Rana ult still causing problems for the Tundra detection. None of these cores want to carry it.
Nope.
There's no gem. You need a gem on this Panda. You need something to help you commit with this in the fight. Every time Liquid go in, they get a great Doom jump, and Zai is going unpunished because you don't have some large abyssal burst. Just take the Doom out of the engagement when he jumps on your backline with BKB.
Yeah.
Whereas Mickey can very easily punish Tundra trying to assassinate their supports.
Yeah, and the rough part, I would say, I feel like those things are even. You know, you use Song and Split on one side, you use Doom on the other. Neither one really gets a big core kill or anything like that. But the problem for me now is that Doom is level 20. So now using this Doom, there isn't that big window as much because he's got the lower cooldown time.
I mean, he's pretty much happy to Doom any core in this game if they're out of position.
Yeah.
Might even be happy to Doom the Coddle in the fight, who's being really obnoxious with all the utility. Does have that shard for recall as well. That is another factor you're going to have to think about in these later game fights as these Tormentors come out and, all right, he's going to farm his own here, why not? Like, you can buy back recall into these fights if you're Tundra. That's another way you can bypass Doom. I mean, the net worths are still looking very rough for 9. Has this man gained any gold in the last 10 minutes? I don't think he has.
No, he really hasn't. He's still trying to work on that nullifier that he was thinking about, 15 minutes ago.
That buyback crushed his economy here.
Yeah, and Nisha, he's been going around pretty strong as he has not been caught here at all in this game. He has played a perfect game in that regard. 5-0-3, despite the fact that you said it. You can Song and ensnare him. He ever gets caught by that, straight up potential for a kill.
He has BKB though. That's why it's tough now.
Yeah, definitely not the play
Ags on
anymore.
Naga, that helps a little bit, but I feel like you need a Hex here at some point.
Sure.
These nullifiers are nice. But what's actually going to let you commit on a core in an engagement? It's got to be Hex.
I mean, Liquid, maybe they're winning the economy game, but it's still Tundra who are the ones aggressively pushing forward, and now
They want
trying
to
to
use
catch
Aegis.
Nisha.
This Aegis is really powerful in this game with the way Liquid's ultimates work. Trying to make use of it. I mean, this is a 12k net worth core going up against 24s. He is outgunned severely here as he tries to poke. It's just not a threat. Liquid do not have to react to this at all. Instead, they're just going to make their own play. That's nice, 9. Keep doing that.
Oh, Dagon, that's pretty interesting. That'll help deal with at least one Naga Siren illusion. Trying to go for Snake King, goes going for the outpost. Not quite getting the kill. Needs some detection.
Got the Doom
Does manage
on
to get the Doom off onto the Brewmaster. They need to target him now through the BKB, through the Song, but they've got limited amount of time. The 4 staffs in the Song allow them to reset. And the Doom, it's going to wear off. They're not going to be able to get this. He has an opportunity. Left the arrow. Uh-oh. Can they burst him down fast enough? They're throwing everything they have at him.
Tanky.
All the damage they have to be able to kill the Brewmaster. It's enough, and the bounce. Finish off the Void Spear. Now the Naga Siren is low, down to half health, quickly clearing through the illusions and dies again.
9 will juke for his life on top of his teammates' corpses.
Overseal Totem to slow him down a step in 2 seconds, but even if he could step away, I don't think you're getting away from Liquid.
Sick arrows by Boxy this entire game, man. He destroyed 33 in that engagement. You don't really have the easy setup. You have to throw that very early. And mid-game is just causing huge problems for Tundra's heroes right now with the Abyssal Burst. Just don't have an answer. These nullifiers go out, but the problem right now is Tundra can't team fight. Like, they can't man fight Liquid's cores. So this Dispel is not helping you at all. At some point, this Naga has to start right-clicking people.
Yeah.
It is just not becoming easier.
And I think a big problem in that regard is it would help if you had another core helping you out with the damage problem. But unfortunately, 9, due to that buyback and not a clear win immediately afterwards, has completely stagnated on the network. What an arrow, though. Beautiful setup.
Big damage problem now.
Another arrow. All right, it's just an arrow highlight reel for Boxy.
And a Dagon highlight reel, I guess. Trying to clear out some of these illusions. Extra value off the burst.
Yep.
You can never kill a core before pan ult or sleep. Tundra in desperation mode at this point. I mean, Zai's just running into your whole damn team.
Big hit from Zai. If he can finish him off, they do manage to get that kill. Chasing down more. One Saksa instead of the Naga. The rest of the team is chasing after the Naga, though, so if they can reach it, Insignia very close, gets the grab on him, pulls him back in. The arrow slips on by, but they have the Chain Frost still, and no other heroes to be able to tank it up. The carry of Tundra is dead. So even if Saksa managed to get out unscathed, doesn't matter. This whole team has been dying.
Magic damage is becoming way too overwhelming for Naga to man up. Big problem for Tundra. I'm not even sure you necessarily address it at this point. I mean, that's a good old zoning arrow, you know? You got to throw a couple of those out every now and then.
Sure.
Just make sure there's no one lurking on the backside. I think the damage numbers, they really tell the tale of this game. 9 fell behind on that lane phase. He has not had nearly the same impact.
9's net worth, second lowest he's ever had at the 40-minute mark. I mean, this man has done so much for Tundra, but in this game, feels like he has just not been able to keep the momentum going on a hero that, you know, really relies on those kills, right?
It's such a momentum-based hero, especially the first 5 to 10 minute laning phase. Getting to that first item sometimes takes too long, and by the time you get to it, you can't burst anybody. That's pretty much what happened to him this game. I mean, he's 0-4 and Nisha's 6-0. And it is showing in the net worth. Just good early trialing mid from Liquid. Played off with those runes. Really set the pace here between the two spirits. Now one is chasing after the other.
Yeah, all the time. All the time, 9. No longer able to be the hunter that he was hoping to be in the first 20. Now that we eclipse the 40-minute mark, it is just a free grab bag of whatever Liquid can get their hands on will usually die. Tundra, I mean, what do you do at this point in time? You've been losing a lot of team fights. We just gotta try and split up, get those next round of items, see if Liquid are gonna give you a high ground fight or something.
I mean, you better hope Nisha goes Divine and drops it. I think that's what you need at this point. You never know. Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, maybe. Skeeter. Song's gonna wear out here. Oh, and Mickey actually came in through the back lines. Arrow comes in, blocked by the Primal Split, but it doesn't matter. The damage is too much. It's an immense amount of damage coming from this Ursa. And with the Dagon being the finishing blow for Boxy, another kill on the carry, another time that there's just no response. Liquid, they've got enough momentum now that they are just fearless. Any fight is a good fight, any push is a good push.
And they have the chase potential. Before it was Liquid dodging you, now you're trying to dodge them, and it's not as easy. When you have Ag Shard on this Ember Spirit, plus Gleipnir finished, I mean, he's 6-slotted. Ridiculous amount of net worth for these Liquid cores. All found a lot in this game. Only 6 kills for Tundra. And they got shut out on the map. They got shut out hard, and that is not an easy feat versus Naga Coddle.
I mean, they've shown themselves
plays it so well
to be so good at playing the map in that regard, and I would think that my initial impression of Tundra in this new patch, I thought a bigger map, well, it was like, ooh, that kind of in some ways feels like a boost to Tundra when they're so good at being able to play the map already, giving them more space to work. It sounded dangerous, but Liquid, they seem to have come up with an answer here in this game anyway.
Apparently it was just stalemate. Wear him out.
Yeah, but I feel like in the past, last patch, Liquid, we talked about how many series, the panel talked about it, they beat Tundra so many times. I feel like a lot of times it was Liquid setting the tempo of that game. But here it felt like it was kind of the shoe was on the other foot with Tundra hitting that 20-minute timing and trying to find kills. And Liquid, well, they're finding later game kills, that's for sure. Another 2 supports picked up. Boxy continuing to get these last hits with the Dagon. He's trying to work towards his Dagon 5. You know, give me all the kills, guys.
This man's just padding the fantasy stats. We all know what's happening here.
And Insania walking out of the Roshan pit right as it spawns.
Boxy's tired of his cores, chaosing all his hard work.
Apparently it's his time to shine. Moonlight Shadow is going to give them an opportunity for Zai to shine. Finds the opening. I mean, that damage was so fast, I even wonder if the Doom was needed. But look at this. Skeeter, okay. You're kind of in a desperation spot, Avery.
This is a cheeky play.
You try and set up for a steal on Roshan?
This is hard to land. If he can land it, it might win you the game here.
How do you get this timing right when you have no information?
He also has to drop items here. He only has 2 empty slots in
He's
backpack.
going to drop the treads. He needs to pop it now. It's not going to be in time. Oh, no, it does.
Jeez.
The Aegis is still on the ground. Nobody's picked it up just yet.
I mean, he's not getting out in time.
He's going to be able to grab it, but can he get out? He's going to try,
There's
but
no
it's
way
not
to
going
get
to be
out.
fast enough. He takes away the cheese. He takes away the Aegis, but it's going to cost him both of his lives here.
33 will send in some commiseratory pandas.
Yeah.
Nice job, my friend. I'll see you back in base.
Spirit.
But that's Aegis cheese. Not too bad.
I mean, it's something. It's something in a game where you kind of have to go for the most extreme plays you can think of. Maybe it has very high risk, but even medium reward when you're down 49K.
Definitely a nice style play. You know, now you go into game 2, you're like, I got it, boys. Don't worry.
We all know who really won that game. You know, they got their Aegis stolen.
I outplayed them. We're better than them.
Plus, he's not level 25. He's only level 19, so he'll respond pretty quickly here.
Yeah, I guess that's you're really stretching, looking on the bright side. You know what? You have been losing enough that you're a low level, and therefore your death timer is.
You only found 6 kills in this game, so every time you die, you get back up a lot faster than Liquid will.
Well, we'll see how many times Tundra is going to get back up after being knocked down by Liquid. Been knocked down 26 times, and I feel like that number is about to go up again as Liquid angling for that final high ground push.
Octarine, Ags, Shard, Ursa. Ults for days.
What do we need here for Tundra? How do you win this fight?
You have to tornado their entire team while Nisha suicides into you.
Okay.
It can happen. I mean, you got to wear out the BKBs. That's step number 1.
Yeah. Jeez. Guy's level 25. So his Infernal Blade does big, big damage.
It's also been extra stunning a lot of these heroes with the multiplier.
Yeah.
The old level death. Multiple of 3.
Well, a lot of heroes are not quite 24.
I mean, you know what's a multiple of 3? 9, Cap.
Yeah. That is true. Maybe that's just
can always stun this man.
Maybe that's just a match made it heavy. Always buy Shard on Doom against 9. That's the play. All right.
A lot of this. Actually, a lot of them are multiples of 3 right now.
That's true. We got 33 as
18,
well.
15, 21. This is code. Code for you need a hell of a team fight. Started with the Brule. You got to toss somebody and dispel the rest, but AoE Doom is out.
Nullifier. AoE Doom trying to deal with the spirits, I guess. Nisha was controlled there for a second, but he is delivering out damage. Arrow not quite landing on Snake King. Would have died otherwise.
You can drop a Remnant.
Remnant into Blast, into All In, but he gets off the BKB first, and immediately the AoE Doom still going out from Zai. It's absolute destruction. They just wipe out the heroes in that little AoE.
You got silence on Mickey.
Gets off
He has
the
Ag,
rage,
so
wears that eventually. They have the Lotus Sword to be able to help him out here. The freezing field is really nice, but the damage is just not quite there. Zai TPing out in the middle of a fight? Okay.
Can you punish him?
Maybe. It's not looking like it. Mickey may just be a bit too strong. The illusions just get torn through. The Ember and Mickey's Ursa have no problem delivering the AoE damage in game one, firmly in the hands of Liquid.
Where was I TPing to?